Good morning, spiritual warriors. The reading that I'm recording today was cast in the small hours of Monday morning. I had a pretty radical start to the beginning of my week, so this is the first opportunity I've had to get here and record this for you. Anyway, of the 6 runes that turned up in the 6th position cast for this week, 2 of the runes are cycle runes, and these will focus directly on the mechanisms of our self-change. So, starting with the foundation, this week we are reassured that progress is being made through subtle shifts and changes. We're reminded that we're in a transition phase and that this transition can manifest through physical shifts, moving home, moving stuff inside your home to refresh your dwelling space, new opportunities, and the opportunity for new life situations. There's a promise of a bettering of our life situations completely across the board. Relationships are also going to be influenced this week, and with regards to relationships, we are reminded that these too need to undergo change in order to prosper and grow. Personal moral effort is going to be required, as is our need to persevere. So, good stuff. At least things are moving forward. The past influences show that, following on from last week, that we've been living through a winter in our spiritual and personal development, where it was necessary to submit, surrender, retreat, perhaps even sacrifice a long-cherished desire. Now, with regards to that sacrifice, that doesn't mean sacrifice it forever and ever. It just means put it on hold for now, because positive accomplishment of that goal was not likely. However, we are moving forward, so we do need to revisit these things. Patience has been the key, as I've said, because positive accomplishment last week and the week before were not likely. We were also challenged to seek out the old and outgrown within ourselves, and to cleanse it, purge it, and let it go, while fine-tuning ourselves to our higher selves. In the present, we are being shown that we are protected through our ability to control our emotions. Now, this doesn't mean denying your emotions. By all means, if something is stressing you out or upsetting you in some way, or usually it's kind of like the negative emotions that sort of like wind us up, we need to acknowledge that we've got these emotions, but we must not allow those emotions to control us. Again, we're being shown that we've got new opportunities in front of us, which will lead to new challenges. And again, we need to keep our guard up and be aware. The best way to do this is to kind of keep a bit of an open space around ourselves, so that we have a better and more objective perception of what is coming towards us. We're challenged to develop our objectivity. And we must not deny what is happening. Obviously, we have a choice in how we react to it, especially with regards to the emotional reaction to what's going on. And we're reminded that it is through correct conduct and timely action that our progress will be assured, and that our protection of self will be in place. Using foresight for the consequences of our words and actions this week are going to be quite key. The future trends, which look at the weekend, it shows that we're going to be experiencing a coming to within ourselves and in some regard. And this will release a sense of joy and light, because obviously we'll have accomplished something. On a level, we're going to be carried across the gap where knowledge becomes understanding, or understanding becomes wisdom. New energy and new clarity is going to be released, giving us a new sense of awareness. and it's likely that we will find ourselves needing again to be willing to give up a goal, plan, or ambition before we've accomplished it, because essentially we've outgrown it. Okay? So all very positive stuff this week. Our overarching challenge shows that while some might feel like there's a lack of rewards for their efforts, others might feel frustrated at the coming and going of the situations that are being faced in life, and others might feel that no matter what they do or how hard they tried, they're still feeling unloved, unwanted, and unappreciated. The question that we have to ask ourselves this week is, what do I need to learn from these experiences? In amongst all the growth and positivity and forward movement and change and challenges, we are asked to exercise caution as doubtful situations still abound and come in many forms and guises. Finally, we are asked to remember that this is a coming and going phase. It's part of the cycle of growth. It's designed to teach us and show us where our true needs for nourishment, satisfaction, love actually lies. So in amongst all of these week's experiences, it is about learning where our priorities are, what our needs for nourishment are, learning to control our emotions, continuing to practice the art of being patient and persevering. In summary, we must be flowing in our attitude and in our conduct. If we are rigid and stick to, old and outgrown ideas of whatever it is, sort of like whatever's right or what we might think is wrong or what have you, we will end up causing ourselves harm, and we are potentially going to harm others. So be like water, be flexible and flowing. If you can't get through the obstacle, go over, under, around to one side or the other. Just flow like a river. We must allow ourselves to be guided by instinct, intuition, and our conscience. We must try to be honest with ourselves and others in everything that we say and do. Again, exercising patience and caution, because we could be vulnerable to accidentally hurting ourselves or others through carelessness, a lack of awareness, or neglect. Developing patience is key. Remember, if we do the right thing, even if it costs us, the Creator Spirit will reward us. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in this week. A slightly shorter reading than in previous weeks. I think I've got it all down for you. Have an absolutely wonderful week. Enjoy this absolutely glorious weather. I know that some of you are going to go, oh, it's too hot. We had such a long, cold, dark and dank winter. We should really be embracing the sunshine. Get out there, enjoy it, enjoy your week. And I'd have to say, sort of like, remember, we are moving forward. The blips that we experienced this week are part of a growing process and designed to help us to fine-tune our inner self to our higher self. And that is part of the creation of self. So once again, have a fantastic week. I'm always here. If you've got some questions or need some clarification, just pop me a note in any of the comment boxes beneath this video across my social media. I'm also available for private readings. So again, reach out. For those of you who've met me in person and have got one of my flyers, just pop me a WhatsApp. For those of you who haven't met me in person, again, send me a direct message through my social media. I'm more than happy to help. Till the next time, have a fantastic week. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you all soon.